Hello and welcome to our starter guide on Zesty.io's content models. Today, we'll delve into the different types of content models, their unique features including the generation of view files, and how they're utilized in Zesty. Before diving into the specifics of each model type, let's first look at how to create a model in Zesty.io. First, let's navigate to the Schema tab. Here, you have two ways to create models. You can use the universal Create Model button, then select a model that you want, or you can use the specific buttons for each model type. For instance, if we're creating a single page model, for example, a single page model, then let's give it a name of About. As you can notice, the reference ID is automatically created, but we can customize it if we want. This is used for API and parsley calls. We could also set a model parent if needed, and we could also add a description. Once you click the Create Model button, you can now add the fields for this model. For example, let's add a text field. Then let's name it as title. Then let's click the Add Field button. You can add as many fields as you want. After that, you're all set to start adding content by clicking this View Content button. Alright, let's get back to the Schema tab. Zesty.io offers three distinct content models. The single page model. This is ideal for standalone pages, like a home page. The multi-page model, which suits content that requires multiple entries, such as articles or categories. Lastly, the dataset model. This is perfect for structuring data like services, where each entry might have a name and a description, but don't require a unique URL. Now let's talk about each model type in a more in-depth manner. First up is the single-page model. The single-page model is ideal for content that requires only a single entry, like a home page or an about page. This model type automatically generates a view file, which is accessible through a URL. Now let's explore the view file for the about model that we created earlier. Let's navigate to the code editor and open the generated view file. Now, notice how the view file's name matches the model's name. This is a standard feature in Zesty.io, ensuring easy identification and management. Inside the view file, you'll find the default code, including this parsley code. These parsley code are powerful. These render all the contents from our about model. But here's where it gets interesting. You're not limited to this default setup. You can actually customize this view file with HTML, styling it to fit your site's design. Parsley also allows you to access specific content fields within your model. For instance, to display the title from our About model, we can simply use this code. Parsley offers a range of functionalities which we'll delve into more in another segment. If you're eager to learn about Parsley and its capabilities, I've included a link to our comprehensive Parsley documentation in the description below. It's a great resource for enhancing your content management skills in Zesty.io. Now let's see the view file in action. Currently, it doesn't display anything because we haven't yet edited the title field in our About model. Let's change that. Let's head over to the Content tab. Then let's select the About. And then enter some text to the title field. For example, let's add this is a title. And then let's hit save. Then let's revisit the view file again. Let's refresh this. When we view the file again, you'll notice the text we just added. This is the power of Parsley in action. The Parsley code we used earlier has dynamically pulled in the text from our title field. But let's not stop there. We can further enhance this by adding HTML styling. For instance, wrapping our text in an h1 tag. Let's try it in the code editor. Then let's wrap it in an h1 tag. Let's hit save. Then let's try to view the view file again. By simply enclosing the this.title within an h1 tag, we've now styled our title as a header. This is a simple yet effective way to start customizing the appearance of your content in Zesty. Now, if you notice, the URL path of this view file is the same as the generated reference ID when we first created the About model, and this can also be customized by going to the Content tab. Then, in the SEO tab, we can change the URL path part in here. Let's change this to Abouts. Then let's hit save. Then let's change the URL part in here. Enter. And as you can see, we now change the URL path part. And if we go back to the About, it's now throwing an error. Now let's shift our focus to the multi-page model, a dynamic and versatile option for managing sections of your site with multiple similar entries, such as a blog or a product catalog. The beauty of the multi-page model lies in its ability to handle numerous entries, each with its own content and URL, yet all conforming to the same foundational structure. Let's dive into an example to see how this works in practice. We'll start by navigating to the Schema tab and selecting a multi-page model. In this case, let's select the articles. Here, you can see the model's structure, featuring a variety of fields like the text field and image field. This structure serves as the backbone for all entries within this model. Now let's take a peek at the contents. Let's check some items. Then let's check the URL for this item. Now take a note of this. Then let's head back to the other items. Then let's select this third item. As you can notice, each entry or item within the articles model has its own unique content and URL. Yet, they all share the same structural template as the articles model. Now, an interesting aspect of the multi-page model is its view file. Let's head to the code editor and then let's access the view file for the articles model. Despite having multiple entries, there's only one view file for the entire model. This file cleverly syncs with the content of each entry based on the URL that is accessed. Let's illustrate this with an example. Let's go back to the Content tab. Then let's select the articles. Then let's select a random item in here. Then let's try to view this one. Alright, as you can see, this URL part in here access the Powell Killing and Heathcote content. Then let's try to open another item. Let's get back. Then let's try to access the Catch Turner. Let's open this. Now, observe how despite using the same view file, the content displayed is dynamically tailored for each specific entry we access. This is another example. Before we explore the dataset model, it's important to understand the concept of model parenting in Zesty.io. Model parenting plays a crucial role in how your content is structured and accessed. Model parenting allows you to define a hierarchical relationship between different models. When you assign a parent to a specific model, the URL path of the child model is appended to that of the parent. This creates a clear, nested structure in your site's URL scheme. Let's look at an example. Let's head back to the schema, and then let's access the articles model. As you can see in here, the blog model is the parent of this article model. Now let's head back to the articles that we opened earlier. Now you'll notice that the URL for an article would be structured as blog, then the name of the URL of this article. This appended path reflects the parent-child relationship between the blog and the article's model. Now let's talk about the dataset model, a model that stands out for its unique application and functionality. The dataset model is designed for content that doesn't require individual URLs. This makes it perfect for managing data like a list of services or global settings, or any other structured data that doesn't need a standalone page. Unlike the single and multi-page models, the dataset model does not generate a view file. Let's walk through an example to understand how this works. Let's navigate to the Schema tab and select the Services Dataset Model. You'll notice there isn't an option to view this model directly. So, how do we access its data? To view the data from a dataset model, we need to head over to the code editor. Here, we'll open a view file that utilizes the content from our services model. Let's select the homepage view file. Pay attention to the code of this file, especially in here. This code you see is specifically crafted to access the contents of the dataset model using Parsley. It's a straightforward yet powerful way to programmatically retrieve and display the data wherever needed in your site. And that's essentially how the dataset model functions in Zesty.io. It's a highly efficient way to manage data that doesn't require a web page or a unique URL. Access programmatically to integrate seamlessly into your site's content. And that brings us to the end of our video of Zesty.io's content models. We've explored the single page, multi-page, and dataset models, each with its unique features and applications. Whether you're building a dynamic blog, a structured product catalog, or managing data without the need for individual web pages, Zesty.io offers a flexible and powerful solution to meet your content management needs. If you found this guide helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content like this. Don't hesitate to drop your questions or insights in the comment section below, and we love hearing from you and are here to help with any further queries. And thank you for watching.